Hi, everyone. Welcome to this episode of Motive to be Productive. I'm Dario, your host, and today I'll be speaking with Andrew Manavi. Andrew recently graduated from University of Southern California. He got his degree in business administration, and we'll be talking with him about that and about a lot of other things. So I'd like to say, Andrew, welcome to our show. Thank you for accepting my invitation. And
Thank you
how
for
are you
having.
doing?
Thank you for having me. Pleasure to be here. Happy to be, I guess, the first interviewee of Motive to be Productive.
Exactly, that's
Thank
right.
you.
That's right. So, because we wanted to start this interview processes with this, special guest, so we decided, to approach Andrew, and it's very nice that he accepted our request. So, Andrew, let's start from the first question, and that is, tell us what, tell us a little bit about yourself, and tell us what made you interested in pursuing a business administration degree?
Right. Yeah. So, like you said, I got a business degree from USC. That's actually where we met. Um, but yeah, what interested me to get it uh, was because first off, I never actually wanted to go to USC. It kind of just like I just got into the school and then was convinced later to go. I never wanted to go, but I always thank my dad who convinced me and everyone else who convinced me to go because I think it really shaped the way I think. Um, so I'm very grateful that I had that opportunity to go there and get the business degree. Uh, I think that that degree is very valuable, especially for me. Yeah.
Did you have other plans prior to, going to USC?
Yeah, well, I'm from LA, so I always wanted to leave. I always wanted to leave LA just to, go somewhere else for a little while. That's why I didn't want to go to USC. But after I got in and went there, and I actually moved there, um, it turned out to be a great experience for me.
Exactly. Some things might be unexpected, but the results will be very interesting. So,
Definitely.
so Andrew, tell us a little bit about your habits, your hobbies, your interests, and we'll move on from there.
I think there's a long list of interests. I think I'm interested in about almost everything. But
Share
uh,
top three. Share
okay,
top
top
three.
three. I'm very interested in, or I have a big passion for music, listening to music, making music, playing music. I get that from my father. He plays piano, and we play music together. Um, I really love. I actually just picked up during the quarantine. I started surfing a lot more. So, and I get that from my brother. My brother's a big surfer. So I would go out with him, and now I go out on my own. I think I'm gonna go later today, actually. And and also I started playing basketball a lot more recently. I think I became a lot better recently. I wasn't very good a couple of years ago, but now I'm a lot better.
So all of these, it's very good that you're mentioning all of these activities, especially the ones you've done during this quarantine time. So we realize that you said playing music. What instrument do you play? An instrument?
Yeah, in high school I was in many bands. I played horn instruments, and then I was in the drum line, and that kind of as I got older and I didn't have access to a marching band or a jazz band. I started to make music on my computer. I got production like software on my computer, so I make music on. It's called Logic Pro. I learned songs on the piano. I just learned how to play a few songs on the piano. I like just learning music. I'm very passionate about
That's very interesting, and that is a good point of view for our audience to look at, saying that even if there is a pandemic and people are very restricted, you can become creative and try new things or try to develop skills that you thought you were weaker in, for example, basketball that you
Yeah,
mentioned, and you can
absolutely.
start growing. So especially students need to pay attention to this part of our conversation because it's very important to devote yourself and your time to the things that you like. And this pandemic should not stop you from pursuing those. You can do them
Absolutely.
in another setting, in a smaller setting, right? In a restricted setting, but still you can manage to do them, I think, right?
And in regards to specifically for the pandemic, I think that's why I kind of picked up surfing because it's something that I can do alone. It's something that I can go to the beach, which is open now to do, and it's something that I had time to learn and enjoy, the time with myself. And I think that's important. I think it's important for people even during the pandemic or during quarantine is to explore different options of what they might like to do, different hobbies. I've had the conversation with my friends plenty of times that they're looking for a hobby, they're looking for something to fill up some of their time, and that's really important.
And as you mentioned, doing surfing alone, which means that you weren't exposing yourself to any risk or others because the beach is open as well, correct? And
Yeah,
surfing is an activity which doesn't require you to be in close contact with other people,
yeah,
right?
that's right.
Fascinating, right? So
Yeah.
fascinating. So tell us, so Andrew, let's move to the professional world, and please tell our audience, where do you work, what kind of job do you have, and how has your experience at USC prepared you for this role?
Yeah, absolutely. So during my time at USC, I was working at a company called Made Simple. For about 2.5, 3 years, I was working there, interning there, and it's a digital marketing and branding company. They have different clients that they take care of, marketing wise, branding wise. So after I graduated, they hired me as a business development manager, and I work with specifically with one of their clients, Pink Dot, which is like it's like a market kind of, but an online market that they're expanding into, all across LA. Uh, and my task is to find partnerships with for that company. We partnered with Postmates, Uber Eats, and I find liquor stores in different areas of LA that can become sort of cloud hubs, kind of
I understand.
hubs and fulfillment centers for Pink Dot.
Or Pink Dot, because Pink Dot, is more like a grocery store and sells all different types of product, and it's very
Yeah,
famous.
kind of like a hip, fashionable
Like,
grocery liquor store that's been around since before us, way before us, and they're kind of becoming, more hip and cool, and they're and the direction they're going towards is Postmates, Uber Eats, and kind of becoming the main, choice for anyone who wants to order alcohol or food or beverages on these apps.
right, right. So, um, tell us, Andrew. So, even before this pandemic,
Yeah.
or let's say after the pandemic, businesses are the way businesses conduct businesses is changing. It's more shifting online. Even marketing, has shifted online a long time ago. For the majority part of it, like digital marketing and those type of fields. So, what is your, in your opinion, how businesses will be after
Okay.
this COVID, and how has this affected them?
Okay. Well, I think businesses will resemble whatever the consumer wants, and I think that consumer needs and wants are changing, and it's never been more evident or clear to see uh, during the pandemic. I think the quarantine really revealed a lot of the changing needs and wants of the consumer. Specifically, the consumer does not need to leave their house and actually prefers to have things delivered to them. Uh, so I think that moving in that direction, especially from a products and retail and even dining perspective, I think that the consumer is moving towards a direction of, ordering, having things delivered, having things be touchless, it coming in less than a day or less than an hour. So I think that definitely businesses are moving towards that direction. As far as like real estate and those markets, I think they follow suit, but they're kind of lagged behind. So it's interesting to watch how those industries will change
So
in the future.
more thinking about the consumer goods industry,
Yeah,
everything is going towards extra convenience for the consumer, right? Convenience,
absolutely.
convenience, convenience. I see. Thank you for sharing that. So we are in a tough time. We're in a tough situation. A lot of students have lost their internships, or a lot of people can't find jobs. As a recent graduate student, what is your suggestion to other students who are struggling in these tough times
Yeah.
and don't know what to do? So
Do you mean
what would you tell them?
getting a job or just in general?
Both. Let's talk about first getting a job and then in general.
I think it's important for everyone to understand that this COVID quarantine kind of weird time is not normal. And I think accepting that is your first step of moving forward and finding the best opportunity for yourself in the future. I mean, I'm sure everyone has heard it many, many times before, but not being afraid to ask for favors from your friends, not being afraid to connect with people and just meet people and talk to people and keep in touch with people. I think that is so valuable. I think those are two of the most important things: is becoming friends with people, connecting with them, keeping in touch, and doing a favor for them, having them do a favor for you, and not being afraid or khajalat to ask for.
Right? خجالت نکشین. Exactly.
So it's
Exactly.
it's actually good to receive a favor, and it's good to give a favor back.
Don't be shy to reach out to people.
And that's
That's
what I
what
appreciate about you, Daria, because we became friends, and you keep in touch with me, and we talk, and you asked me to do this, and I'm more than happy to do this. My pleasure.
exactly. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you. And this is this is a way for our audience to pay attention as well, to reach out to everyone. As as podcasters, my co-host and I, we reach out to a lot of people. We've heard yeses and nos, but that's okay. I
Yeah,
mean, this is life, right?
yeah, and also that's a good point. Don't be afraid of denial, because that's
Yeah,
gonna come for sure. Everyone is gonna get denied, rejected, no's, but it's okay, and having those no's are actually good for you, and they help you grow. So
exactly. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And so for our final question, I would like you to tell our audience what's next for Andrew Manavi.
what's next for me? That's a great question, Daria. Well, so for now, I'm working with Made Simple and Pink Dot. I'm planning to go to law school within the next year.
Can you
So
elaborate on that a little bit?
yeah, so I'm, well, not really much to elaborate on yet, but yeah, I'm studying for my LSAT, and I'll be taking that in a few months, applying to law schools, and by January, February, and then God willing, hopefully going to a law school by next year. Uh, so that's the plan. But for now, I'm just working, studying, enjoying my quarantine, enjoying my new hobbies, activities, and staying in touch with friends. I think it's important, especially we don't get to see our friends so much, especially for college people still in college. I know that must be really difficult.
That's very
uh,
difficult.
yeah, but keeping in touch with them is, it's another task, and it is like a hobby. Staying close with your friends, it's important.
Amazing. So I would like to thank you for taking time out of your day to talk with us and be our guest here. I hope you've been successful so far, but I wish you more success in the future. Good
Thank
luck
you.
with your law school, and hope to see you soon. And thank you for our audience that have supported us, watched us, and we hope that you've enjoyed this episode. Take care.